Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you to Zuhair from the future. And now we're going to start with ProjectWise 101. So first I just clicked on it and it's opening it. And as you can see here up top, let me make this. This is ProjectWise Explorer 2024. Some people will just have ProjectWise Explorer with nothing here next to it. That's ProjectWise 1010 or previous. Since ProjectWise, then after that, Bentley came with ProjectWise 2023 and then ProjectWise 2024. Why do I have it? For a few reasons. I like the latest and greatest, number one. Number two, I know I can use it with no problems. Meaning, I don't work with AutoCAD files, Civil 3D. The second thing is I do not work with projects that have V8 software, the MicroStation softwares, SS10, SS4, SS2, the old ones. Because Bentley in ProjectWise Explorer 2024 stopped providing support. So you basically, any of these data sources have a V8 project in them, through ProjectWise 2024, I cannot open it. I have to go to a previous version to do that. And also there are some differences when it comes to AutoCAD. So always before you install ProjectWise Explorer, make sure you know what you're doing and talk to your admin, talk to your IT, and read the release note for every new updates. Okay, as you can see here, these are data sources. When you first install ProjectWise, they're going to be here. The admin should give you the data sources. As you can see them here. I have the Atkins one, I have HDR, and then RSNH. I have local one and also partners with the other companies we work with. And if you double click on one of them, it will take you usually to the same place you are in. But if it's the first time, you're going to get a message telling you, do you want to create a local folder if it's like you've never been opened before, and it's going to ask you to sign into it. So let's do a login from here. By the way, double clicking on it or doing it from here is the same. So the login here, there are actually multiple options to log in, and I see a lot of people, they just get confused on this. So I'm going to try to set it up straight. We have here multiple data sources. Some of them are locally hosted within the company itself. Some of them are hosted in a Bentley cloud. The one in Bentley cloud, I already know about them, including the RSNH one. So that's why in authentication, I will select Bentley IMS. But if I went to one of the older ones we have here, I'm not going to select it. I'm actually going to select the Windows domain. And click on this. You can use my username and password name for Windows and do login. But if you try to log into, for example, a Bentley hosted with the Windows domain, you're going to get an error message, and vice versa. If you try to go to a Windows domain with the Bentley IMS, you will get the same message, which is, let me show it to you here now. As you can see, cannot log in, invalid. Because like I said, I know this is a Bentley one. So let's do Bentley and let's log in. And usually will take you to the last place you were in. That's how ProjectWise, because you save memory in the memory that you were there, unless you had like a full-blown purge, meaning deleted everything. As you see, it took me straight up to roadway where I was last in here. So this is the data source, and you can see my email here, and you're going to see your email here. And all these are the folders under this data source. But when it comes to project, which you can see and cannot see, the ProjectWise admin decide that. That's why I only see few projects here. I'm sure RSNH have a lot of projects, but I do not have access to them. I only have the one that they gave me access to. And the same thing also for locally. Every data source we have here in every state, we have different projects, but I only see what I am allowed to see, which is what I have access to. One basic thing is, as you know, if you double click on a file, it will automatically initiate opening OpenRoads Designer. But before you do that, you get a message with stuff being downloaded. I wanted to explain what that means. So let me get a folder here. Okay, so in your local machine, the act of you double clicking on a DGN, this is what it does. It will grab this file, it will grab all the references in it, it will go back to the resources saved in the data source and download all of them. It download them and save them where? It will download them to this place here, P W underscore work. So here, you're going to see all of them. As you can see here, I have multiples. I have MI, ATKN MI. That's Atkins Data Source, Michigan. Atkins, I have no idea what this is. It's one of them. A Nevada one, the Texas one, the Florida one, the Georgia one, the Colorado one. And I also have RSH, which is this one, PW, which is ProjectWise. And I also have the old one. These one of the old ones I was talking about, BBSNJ, because Atkins used to be called BBSNJ, so I still have also access to that, and I'm doing some stuff there. So for example, here, this one, let's go to the RSH one. You're going to see BW user, which is you, and it's going to show you a bunch of folders with a name on them. This name is exactly this folder ID. As you can see here, see these folder IDs? So if I double clicked on this one and I opened it, the same file itself will be saved under the folder name 506824. I just need to find and know exactly where it is. You shouldn't be playing in this and coming here, but I'm just explaining to you what does happen. So when you finish your work, that's why I give you an option to free the file or check in. Check in, what it does is it will grab the saved work from here and shoot it back to ProjectWise. Or also while you are inside ORD, you can click on update server copy. It will take the version that you already have work on it here and shoot it to ProjectWise. Okay. So now let's talk about folder hygiene, which is I think it's a good thing that we all should practice. Always make sure you have the proper names for the DGNs or the files, whatever they are, a DGN, a PDF, an Excel, a Word document, a DWG, whatever it is. Make sure you have the right naming convention for whatever work set you are working on, and the description. If there are two things I would please always ask from everyone to do, just make sure the name is correct and the description. The description is important, not just for you, for the people who's working with you, so they know exactly what's inside this file. Another thing is, whenever you start working in a project, there are always create a working area. That's it, and create yourself a working folder. If it's already set up, if you went to a project, for example, this project here, they already have the working folder for us. If you have another project, sometimes they don't have that. Create the working folder, and inside it, always make yourself a working file, a working folder. So for example, here inside the working, we have roadway, and we have folders for people, right? So this is mine. Don't have a lot of stuff here, just have this one. And this is a good place. This is going to be your canvas. You test a lot of things here. You play with a lot of things here. Especially if you're a new learner, this is the place where you come and put your stuff here. But the other thing I would like to ask, please, type your name, because even if you locally, even in my Atkins working folders within the projects, I type my 4x4, which is ALMA3838, and also in the description I type my name, so they know it. But in projects like this, where I am working with different people from different companies, I do the following. I type my full name and a working folder, and also I type the company that I am in. Because all these working folders are from different type of people, but some of them are from RSNH, some of them are local to us. I know some of them, but I don't know all of them. But it's a good hygiene practice to always have your name, so the ProjectWise people or anybody coming to look for something, they know exactly where to look for. The other thing is, let's go to roadway. There are some people who would like, for example, let's see, they don't have ORD installed in their machine, but they want to look at the file. Let's say, for example, it's a quantity file. You want to take a look at it. There are actually an option to do that. So let's pick a file here. Let's pick one of these. Let's pick an easy file. Well, you know what? Let's do it. Let's open one of the models. Where is it? For example, this one. When you say open it, this is what I mean. You click on it, and then go to the navigator. And then give it a second. It's going to take a while. Because what is exactly it's doing right now is it's kind of opening a window view to the file without actually opening it. So it's going to take some process time. So to the magic of edits, I'm going to pause the video and then come back when it's opening. Here we go. I'm back. It took under a minute and a half. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this big screen. And I want to explain how good this is, because a lot of people, they don't know about this. Here you can actually look at the file and see what's in it, and also see the models in it. For example, we can see there are a default model and a default 3D. And also you have here all the references. So you can turn them on and off too, as you can see here. And by the way, you are doing all this without actually touching the file itself. ProjectWise is doing this. And also if you open the references themselves, if they have any, for example, this one, the levels in them, you can turn the levels on and off. So it's like you have the access to the same file. So for example, let's go to the design one here. And you see all these levels in it. I want to turn the curves off. I want to turn the lane line, as you can see them here. Boop, on and off. Let me make this a big screen. You can also from here, there are multiple options. They have the pan. You can pan in it. And also you can rotate the view if you want. And you can zoom in and zoom out. And you can do, I zoomed out probably too far. Oh, too in. So now also you can fit a screen. As you can see, I fitted the screen. The other thing that I also like about this, and a lot of people don't know about it, for example, if you're QCing something or looking at something, you can come here and you can actually measure it and see what your people are doing, right? As you can see, it will measure it for you. It can give them to you whatever you want from here to here and all that. Also, let's go to the 3D. Let's click on select. Let's go to the 3D view. And give it a second. Here we go. So here right now, you can also view the 3D models without actually opening the files. And you can see all the references in them. So let me do this. Let me pan here. As you can see here, this is the lovely pond that I modeled. I'm so proud of it. It's my first one actually, like seriously. It's my first one I've ever modeled, like in a project. And thank you for Letitia who allowed me to do that. Okay, so like I said, yeah, you can also review the 3D models, and still the same tools you can use to measure. The great tool also that I like to know here, if you have something, you want to tell something to somebody or some observation, you can also click on the print here. Because if you go into a print, it's going to print the view that you have here. So I'm going to print it, I'm going to make it go to a PDF. And then let's save it in a desktop. And then ta-da, here we go. It printed it for me. So just, it's limitless. It's whatever you can do with it. And this is a good thing to do, especially for people who just want to review. They don't want to open the file. You can always do that. Okay, so now let's minimize this and let's go back to properties. So yeah, so now let's start with the customization. First thing is these tools. When I first started using ProjectWise, I mean, they gave it to me and nobody explained to me a lot of things, so I had to figure it out myself. So for example, these logos here, I don't know what they are till I hover over them. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so that's what that means. But I always wish, why they don't have a text under it? Well, they are a way of doing that. So let's click on Tools, and let's do Customize. And let's go to the toolbar. And as you can see here, these are all the ones that you have here. So if you turn the address on and off, this is off, this is on. And these here, the default one, the standard, so turn them on and off. Here we go. But if I want to know what they are, I can click on Show Text Label. As you can see here, and it will show me exactly what they are. Same thing for the address. The same thing for also the navigations. It will tell you what they are. And this is, if you, especially a beginner, you don't know what they are, I think it's better for you to at least see this stuff and know what they are. Okay, so now let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the views. So, as you know, right now, I am inside this folder, the roadway folder, and all these are the roadway files, and there are columns here. The name, description, application, file size, out, and a lot of things that I do not even use a lot of time, I don't even care for. But there are some things that I like and I need, and it's important to me. For example, the versions. I want that, and I want to know who updated the file. I don't care about who created the file. I want to know who updated it. And also what else? I don't care also for this, that it's ORD 1012, because I know if it's a project 1012, we all shall be using 1012, and you shall not be using any other versions because you're not even allowed, because the ProjectWise admins will stop you actually from trying to open the file with a different, if they are doing their job right, try to open it with a different software. So yeah, there are a lot of columns that I don't care for, other than the name and description and the other ones. So how to do that? How to change that? Well, let's go to these views here. So here we have a default. This is the one that comes, I think, out of the box from Bentley. But you see RSNH, so somebody from RSNH admin, because again, we are in their data source, so somebody from their admin made this. RSNH workflow view. So let's see what they got here. So they have the name, the description, the state, which cool. We don't use that often. Application name. Let's see if they have versions here. And unfortunately, I do not see versions. So whoever made this forgot to add something important, which is the versions of the file, which is really, really, really important. But we have one here. It's called Zuhair Personal. Nobody can see it. This is only for my ProjectWise, by the way. As you can see, I have a name, description, versions, application, file size, name, and also updated by. Because all these are the ones that I care for and I want to see. So how to do that? Let's go to views, and then let's go to manage views. And as you can see here, my name is here, which is the personal Zuhair. There are multiple ways of doing this, either creating a new one from scratch or copying the default one and delete what you don't want from it. So I'm going to show you both ways how to do it. So let's click on Show Global. Show Global will show you the other ones. As you can see here, I have one logo of a human being. That's mean I have access to this. That means it's just me, I can see it. The other one, you can see multiple humans. That's mean it is global. Everybody see it. And I cannot edit these. I cannot do nothing. You see, when I click on Zuhair, I can modify, I can delete, but these I cannot because I do not have admin. If I have an admin, I can modify and edit. So if RSNH actually doing this or watching this video, they should come here and edit it and add the versions because we need them. Okay, so this is my first way of doing it. You can get the default, you can actually copy it. So let's copy it. And then you're going to give you this window. So this one here, let's call it Tom. And these here, which you see here, name, description, application, these are the columns here. Like I said, there are a bunch of them that I don't want and some of them that I want. The description, the name, great. Application, no, I don't care for these. So how you take them out, you just move them here. Poop, move them to this side. Status, file name, I can keep that because it's with the name. Folder ID, yes. Folder name, description, I don't need all these. Created by, I don't need that. Created, all this stuff. Usually we do not need, but keep what you want and take what you don't want. So take this, and then I want versions, but I don't want versions to be in the last. I want it actually to be up close to name, so I can move it actually here by just pushing it up. So now we're going to have a name, description, and then versions. So now let's just do OK. And by the way, yeah, the width 75 here. This is the width of the column itself. For example, if you click on name, the name is 250, which is, you see, it's wider. And then, for example, the version, it's 75 because you only usually have a letter or a title. But if you're like me, you actually type stuff in the version, which is as you should. I will show you later how to do that. You can actually make it bigger. For example, let's do 150, just for the versions. And then the rest, just keep them as they are. But you can come here and modify them. And then let's just do OK. So right now we have Tom here too, right? So let's close this. So let's test Tom. By the way, you see, when I left this, it will automatically go back to default. So let's go to Tom. Let's select it. So now we have Tom. As you can see here, we have the name, description, version, file, and all that. And you see the version is a little bit wider. But there are a problem. So right now, if I'm in Broadway, if I went, for example, to the seed folder, And I am inside the seed folder. You see, it went back to default, and then if I went back to roadway, you see what just happened? Tom went away. So how to make it stick? How to do that is right-click on the folder that you want and then go to Properties. And then let's go to the View option. And you see here, Assign a personal view. So I want Tom, and let's just do Apply. So now let's exit roadway and come back. As you can see, Tom is still there. Let's go to another one. Let's go, for example, drainage. Drainage is just going to be default. If I want to assign it, like I said, I can do Properties and click on View. And then after that, we can select Tom and let's do Apply. So if I went back to roadway, it would still be Tom. If I went back to drainage, it will still be Tom. So that's how you actually make them set and not go. Okay, so now let's jump into something else. Let's jump into search. Let's jump into Search Advanced, because this is a really, really good tool. So let's click on it. Let's go to a search builder, because I like that, because you have a lot of control in search builder. Let me show you what I mean. For example, you can look for a document or you can look for a folder. Let's do both. Let's do, first of all, a work area and a folder. And then the view, it will ask you here, which view do you want? The default or the other ones? Let's just do the Tom one. And this is why. Because here in the search criteria, it will ask you for the work area properties, the general properties, the general properties. And then here, you're going to see these, which are the columns that you are want to look for. You can search by anything you want. You just pick the criteria. For example, you have a folder ID, and you want to search inside that for folder ID, right? So let's click on that. So let me go to the C drive and actually get me a folder ID, right? Because I want to test this. Project work, RSNH. Here we go. I'll put it in the other screen. Okay. So the value is 601623. And then let's do add criteria. So now we have the criteria. Now I can execute the search if I wanted. We're just looking for this, a folder that have this. But if I want to add more criteria, I can. If there are certain things that I know and I want to find up, I can do that. So, but let's try this. Here we go. So you found this for me. And this one for me here, okay, let me close this again. Okay, let's do okay. So you found the folder for me, which is the aerial, right? But you don't see the folder ID here because remember, because I took it out, I don't want it. So let's go back to the default view. Make sure, here we go, it got me to the right one. So this tool is really good if you're trying to find something. Okay, let's test now the documents, right? So let's search for a document, and the view, you can select whatever you want, or you can just actually keep it with nothing. So let's go to the criteria itself. Let's do general properties. So now let's select something. I mean, you can search it by whoever you want. Even the file updated by. If you know who updated it, you have the name of them. You can actually type it here, and you find you the files that've been updated by this person, and it will find all of them for you. For example, let me search for by versions, right? So let's do versions, and then let's do C. Let's do add criteria, and let's do apply. Here we go. So what right now it did here for me, by the way, this is like a universal search. It went to every place. Let me turn this, let me go to versions. As you know, it's at the end. And it found everyone that have a version C on it and brought them here for me. And you can do that the same like a thing. Anything that you can think of, you can search by the name, you can search by the created by, you can search by anything you want. And also you can do multiple criteria. For example, you can add the general properties, you can add created time, and you can select a time, whatever date you think of to for some reason, oh, it does not want to type here for me. Huh. Maybe it does not want to do it. Let's do created by. Okay. Here we go. Let's do back again time. Okay, time it does not want to do that. Okay, let's just do created by. So now let's see all these lovely people here, right? Oh my god. See, there are a lot of humans here, right? So you can find the person that you want, right? Let's do Z. Let's see if they are my name here. I don't see my name here because yeah, oh my god, because it's my last name. Oopsie, it's AL. Okay, let's scroll down. Here we go, Al-Maghrabi Z. That's my name. Created by. So let's find all the files that I created, right? And I can add a criteria. All the files that I created and, for example, have a version C or whatever. So let's just leave that and let's do apply. Here we go. Now it found, oh, every file that I ever created are here. Okay, let's jump into another tool. But before we do that, I just want to say something. I mean, you click on search builder or click on it here. There's another way of doing it. If you have something you always search for, or you have something, you can actually save the criteria. Meaning, for example, update it by, and then select this person's name. For some reason, you just want to find all the files that this person make, and you also want folder name, roadway. And let's add that criteria. So you have this criteria, you want to save it, you can actually click here on save as or save, and it will save it for you. And then when you're going to save it, you can save it in your personal, so you don't save it globally to other people. Oh yeah, I forgot. We need to type a name, so let's call this Tom. Here we go. Let's just do okay. I don't want to execute that. I'm just doing cancel. But yeah, that's one way you can save actually this saving criteria. Okay, so let's go back to roadway. What I'm about to show you now, it might not be applicable to you right now, but you might need it later. We all got, sometimes we open a file, or we got a file from somewhere else, or we have a problem in the file, and the references for some reason inside this file just disappear. God forbid, I hope never happened to this project, something like that. But if it did happen, there are actually a tool that will go search everywhere for the references and bring them back automatically and attach them without you actually opening the file itself. Instead of you go into the references and add them manually, one by one, the tool actually will do that. So let's see if I can remember where is it. Here we go. Go to tools and then scan reference and links. And let's do next. And it will ask you to select from a master and reference and DGN set link. Yes, both of them. So the first thing here, it wants us to ask which the one that you want to fix or add like stuff to. So I want for example this one. So I'm gonna do add. But the thing is, I'm not gonna execute this search for this, because what it's gonna do is actually gonna open it and do that. So I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the following. Let's go. Transportation, projects, I4, and then let's go to the I4, segment 4, and then here, and then the working, and then roadway, and then where's mine? Here we go, here's mine. So I'm going to select this, right? I have some stuff in it. I'm just going to add it and do OK. So now I told it, I want you to open this DGN for me, and then find all the references are not there and bring them back. That's exactly what's going to happen right now. So let's do next. Here you can also select the application. I can go down and only force it to select Bentley stuff, but it doesn't matter. You can select all of them, because if I had, for example, a PDF reference or an AutoCAD reference or anything, it will actually just search for everything. So select all of them and do next. So now I will ask you where to search. So let's click on this, and this is important because if I just left it here, it's going to take a long time. It's going to go search every folder and every file in every folder. Of course, I don't want it to do that. What I want it to do is, let's go to the I4, and then let's go to this one, and let's just go roadway. I just wanted to search the roadway for me. And let's do next. And then I always enable these both, enable proximity search, and also search the subfolder for references, just so you can go like deeper and deeper in search. And this, I leave it the same, proximity and priority. Let's do next. And then let's do scan. See, when it says it's processing, what it does is, it checked it out. That's mean it opened it, and then it went inside it, and it's scanned it, and then after that, it went and it solved references for me. As you can see here, it says 7 references filed in 1 document. And that's it. Let me go to the work and let's see, where is mine? Here we go, and you can see here, I'm recording this video on Friday, 10/10. As you can see here, it's 1:34. So yeah, that's the time. So you opened the file, like I said, and it checked it. Of course, if I opened it, I'm not going to open it because I don't want to waste time. Let's go to navigation. So what it did here for me, I have a lot of stuff referenced here, right? I have like alignments and stuff because I was doing some testing. It brought them all for me without actually me doing anything. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to something easy, right? A lot of people I see when they first started working on a project, they try to make up like somebody, the UR told you, go to the roadway, start working. Please, 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 never get a DGN, right-click on it, copy it, or export it, and then bring it in and rename it and reuse it. Please never do that. Please, please, please never do that. Because number one, you don't know, that's wrong, flat out wrong, and you don't know whoever made that file, what they did in it, and if it's have the right coordinate or not. For this project, luckily, we have some great CAD managers here, and they already have, you see the seed folder here for us? They already have the right seed for us. And the right seed already set up with the, what is it called? With the correct coordinate. So I'm going to show you actually how to create these in 3 ways. There are actually 3 ways of doing that. So let's go back again to my working. And let's go to my name. And let's just pretend this is like the roadway. I want to create a file. I want to create a new DGN here, right? So right click and then do new. See document, you can click on document. No, I'm sorry, I apologize. Not like that. This is a whole different thing. Nope, no ma'am. Okay, new and then advanced wizard. And then next. And then it's going to ask you where you want to create it, which is yes, I want it to be in ZMA, which is my working folder. So now it's going to ask me, tell me, what is the template that you want to use? Well, I can click on select, and I shall guide it to where the template is. So let's go back here again. Let's go where the seed is, and let's select the 2D one. And let's do open. And the next. And then I get to name it wherever I want. Of course, if it's a roadway file, you need to follow FDUT. If you're working in Florida, heavy-duty convention, but if not, I'm just going to call this test 1. And let's do next, next. And then finish, and ta-da, now we got a DG in here. The other way that you can do that is just go to the seed folder, copy, and then go back to the target that you want the DGN to be in, and paste it. It's that simple. And then properties, and of course name it as the right one, as the right name, and the description like I said before. I'll call this test 2. Okay, close. Let me change this description also. So that's the second way. The third way, which is an advanced way, but I do not recommend you doing if you don't know what you're doing. But I'm going to show it to you. For example, and I'm only showing you this because I worked in different projects. I mean, this project, we're trying our best to be top-notch CAD following behavior. But I worked with some projects with some strange behaviors. And one of them is, I've never seen a ProjectWise admin actually just by themselves, just put the seeds file for us here. They usually don't do that. They don't know what these are. So that's another whole thing. So if you didn't have these here, if you don't know what they are, or you're in struggle, and of course, always talk to someone who knows better than you, and ask them or ask your admins for a seed file, just so you can make sure you have the right one. And I'm going to show you the third way. A new advanced wizard. Because these seeds file, you're going to ask me where are they coming from. We are working in a workspace from Florida. They are coming actually from Florida, from the FDUT workspace. So how to do that is you can use an external template. And then when you use the external template, you can go to your local machine. So when you go to your local machine, let's go find FDUT 1012. And then organization civil, and then FDUT. And then the seed. So these are the seeds are here, but these seeds does not have the coordinate. So that's another thing we need to fix. But let me just show you how to bring them. So bring it, click open, and it's the same thing. So let's do test 3. And then here let's do Open Roads Designer 1012. And the next, and then finish. Okay, so now let's open it, right? That's what I wanted to show you. So to the magic of editing, I'm just going to pause and come back when it opens. Okay, here we go, and we are back. As you can see, test 3, the file is open. So there are multiple ways to check the coordinate. The first thing you need to do is, I know most people will want to go here, which is, again, this is the FDUT plugin, and inside it, they actually also have a coordinate system here. But I don't like this one because it only shows you the county and only show you the coordinate system. So whatever county is your project is selected and you are good to go. But don't just do that. So just for this, I'm just going to call it Gulf. So right now, this is the coordinate, but this is what I like to do. Let's go to coordinate here. This is the one from Bentley. The one from Bentley, you can get it by just searching here. It is different from the one from FDUT. But if you try and, for example, oh, let me cancel this. If you're trying to set up here, this is how you do it. You click on here, and you're going to open a library, and you better know your geography and your coordinate system, so you know exactly what to pick. That's another way of doing it. For example, I select this one and do OK. You're going to get this message. Don't change storage unit. It will be drawn in survey feed. Change the storage unit because I selected something. I think I selected meters. So let's do cancel. I should have paid attention. So I think I select one of the coordinate. Yep, you see that? I selected one of these, the ones in meters. But I shouldn't do that. I should have just selected the foot one. So let's do that. Let's one of them. Ta-da, and it switched it again for me. But again, this might be not the correct. For example, you are drainage, you are sign and payment marking, you are signalization. Roadway already started working, so they are a way of copying their coordinate, which is what I usually tell people to do. You can use this logo, which is basically get a coordinate from that file. So the safest bet for you, if the alignment is already done and good, go get it from the alignment file. Because the alignment file usually, it's so important, and it's this another piece of the soul of the project. So for example, this one here, click on it. And then it's going to show you this here for two models, the default and the default, but we want this for the default. Just double click on it and do OK. Ta-da, here we go. Now it switched for me. And that's how you set the coordinate. And then you're good to go. Save. Click on Save Settings and Save File and close it. And that's it. You are good. That's how you set the coordinates. So, of course, I'm going to free them. OK. So the other thing I would like to show y'all is creating a version of the file. For example, this one I'm going to create a version. How to do that? Let's click on New and then Versions. And as we know, versions are important. If you did a submittal, if you do anything big in your file, I recommend you to make a version. So let's do a version. So right now here, before I do that, let me go to Tools, Options, Setting, and then it's document list. Yeah, document list. And then show all versions. So if I clicked on that and I did apply, it's actually going to show me the versions, but because this is my working folder, I don't have any versions. Let's go to a roadway, because I know you guys in a roadway, we have versions of stuff there. Okay, so now he showed me the versions. As you can see here, alignment 104, and all these other files, you see the pencils here and the book. The book is read-only. The pencil, that's mean you can write on it. For example, this one here, 403, this is the current one, but somebody already versioned the older one, the 15% line and grade submittal. So I'm so proud whoever did this. Probably Robert. Good job. Wonderful. And this is a version. And this is good because even if you went and you reference this one, it will tell you in your reference window in ORD that you're actually using the old one. You can see it in the versions. I will show you later on when we jump into ORD how to can see that. But this is the current one. This is the current one that it's been, I guess, used and worked on. But let's go again to Tools, and let's go to Options. I'm sure I have to turn it back off. Settings. Document, and then show all versions, apply, and then close. Pop. So that's one way of doing it. There are another way, which is I don't want to show it at first because I've seen some people, they don't have it, which is here. Right-click on any file, and you see Show Hide Versions. If you clicked on it, it will do the same. It will show you the versions. If you have it, good. If you don't, that's how you get it from the top. So let me hide. So let's go back to my working. So I'm going to create a version here and show you exactly how to do that. So New, Versions. So this right now here, it's going to become, the pencil is going to become a book. And then I'm going to have a new version, where it's going to become the pencil. So this one, I'm going to call it old, let's say 20%, or whatever. Most people, they leave the version, they just, by default, you will just type letter A, B, C, D. I actually don't like that. I like you explicitly to actually type what's in it. Like you saw on Roadway, we got to see that. So you can just type what works for you, for your project. And then this is the new version. The new version, you can also, if you want to call it already something, you can. If you're not, you can just leave it as it is. And it's just going to be empty. But let's just call it new 25%. In the comments also, you can add a comment if you want. Meaning, whenever somebody gonna see this, which is this right now, as a version 2025, you can actually add a comment. This was for this submittal. I versioned it because of this reason. You can do that. And here also, if you already have previous use within the work area, within the work there, within the data source, it will show you the previous one that you use. And as you can see here, I have multiple here that I use for test and showing people, but I also have the regular one. You see, this version was used for 45 submittal, 30 submittal, and all that. Is one way. You can just bring the comment here, papa, and you'll bring it for you. So let's just do OK. Here we go. And then let's go to my personal view, Zuhair. Here we go. As you can see right now here, the versions is new 2025, new 25%. And if I did show hide versions, it will show me the old one, the old 2025, right? And you guys, you remember when I told you you can make a comment. So this is what's going on with the comment. As you can see, we have both of them. So right now, if I went here and do properties, so I'm going to try to do an audit trail for this. Let me explain what the audit trail is. Audit trail is it will show you who used this file and what they did with it. Here we go. As you can see, it's all my name. I'm the one who brought it. I'm the one who copied it. I'm the one who created the version. And you can see, and I labeled it this, and I made this comment. This is why I think the comment is good, because if somebody came after you, they can actually come to the audit trail and see the comments and see the changes that happened. Okay, so let's show hide versions. Let's shut it off. Okay, well, if y'all still awake, not sleep, one last thing I would like to show is two things left, which is get a link, how to send a file. A lot of people I talk to, when I ask them, please send me a link, this is what they do. They come here and they right-click and copy this. But please don't do this, because this address that you see here, people, other places, they don't see it. It's not, especially the outside people. This is your data source that you log in with your username. This is why you see this address here. This is not the proper address of the file. So please don't do that. The proper way of sending a link to a file, right-click on it, get a link. Click on get a link, and you're going to get a window. And pay attention to this window too. Don't just skip through it fast. There are two options. They are the ProjectWise Explorer, and if you click on copy, unfortunately, team is logged in, or our ITs just don't allow us to do that. But you can use this also for Teams. So you can copy this, click on copy, and then let me take y'all to team. I'll show you how. Where's my personal one? I'm going to send it to myself. On the other screen. Here we go. So let me do that again. So right click here, boop, see, paste, and then send. And then anybody will get it, you will click on it, it will automatically, you see the link that it's here? This link is not the same link that you see here. This is the proper link. If you clicked on it, this is what's going to happen. It's going to actually take you to the site first, and then it's going to tell you to open ProjectWise Explorer, and you do open, and it's going to take you to the right location in ProjectWise. Give it a second. I don't know why it's trying to open it multiple times. Well, it's probably a glitch. Give it a second. Here we go. So it took me right to the right place where the file was. And that's, to me, that's the right way, that's the good way of sending it to anyone. There also another way is, if you right-click on a file, and then let's do on, get a link again, and this is for people usually who does not have ProjectWise. You can actually do a ProjectWise web. And if you clicked on this and you did a copy, so let me send this again here. So let's open this. This one, as you can see here, it's actually going to take us to a web browser. It's going to go to a Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. It's going to ask you to sign in to Bentley. And then you can actually see that, see the location itself. If you already have access to it, you can see it. Because if you send this file to somebody else, even a stranger who does not have that, they're not going to be able to see it. But because I already have access to this, I can see it. Just give it a second. Here we go. I do not have access to this. So don't do that. The right way of sending it, especially to your local people, is to do this. And if you know that your work, I mean, the people who's actually working with you have access to the website, you can use this. But regular people that work with you, just use ProjectWise Explorer. And then copy, and then send it to people. Last thing I would like to show people is this. If your ProjectWise giving you trouble, giving you a problem, just use these two here. Purge local copy, purge workspace. Purge local copy, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I took you to here, to where everything is saved. It will actually go delete the files from here. So you can start, next time you double click on it, you will download a fresh version. If for some reason the one that you have is corrupted in some reason. And a purge workspace, what it's gonna do is gonna go again to the same place where the P work is and delete all the workspace files. Everything inside here is gonna be deleted. Why? Sometimes if the ProjectWise acting funky, slow or something, just do that. Purge local copy and purge workspace. That's one way of doing it, by right click and using these. There are another way of doing it is by going to tools, local document organization, and then come here. This is the option here. See, all these are the workspace. You can select all of them and delete them, Control A. And I have nothing as exported and nothing is on. So that's why I don't see nothing here. But yeah. And with that, we are done. Congratulations. We are done with ProjectWise 101. Thank you so much for listening. Talk to you later.